So I'm pretty excited to show you guys today the smallest, most micro water pump plier multi-tool that I have ever seen. This is actually the WORKPRO 4-inch multi-tool that you can get for $16 off of Amazon. And we have a next tool, knife, and also a 4mm bit driver as well. Now, I think this will really complement a lot of tools and EDC loadouts. I think a lot of people have wanted something like this, and I think this is something that will be very useful to a lot of people. Now, this is the Cobra 4-inch version right here. And this is the Knipex Cobra 5-inch version. And so here you see the WORKPRO, and even with this multi-tool right here, it's still a very compact platform. Now, why did I make this mod? Well, I've seen a lot of people trying to add tools onto these Cobra, the extra small, and some have made almost like a small sheath at the bottom with tools in it, which is actually pretty useful. That's pretty cool as well. And then I have seen some people try to take like a larger version like this and then mod one of the larger multi-tools onto it. And it ended up, a lot of times these end up looking a little bulky. And so I tried to the best of my ability, find something that would be a lot more user-friendly, a lot more carryable right here. So I think this came up to be a fairly thin option. This is a keychain multi-tool half. And so you even have the glow in the dark tabs still. And I will go ahead and charge those and then show you how this looks like in the dark. All right, so it's not completely dark here, but you can see how these shine pretty brightly. I think that's a pretty cool option that I wanted to actually leave here with these Cobra pliers. And that's another cool thing that is added onto the function of these. Now, so far when we're talking about modding this tool, the tool itself is not very expensive at $16. The next tool is not very expensive. You use half or one side of the Mini Sailor Pro, the black version. There is a blue and a black version. What would be cool is to actually use the knife from the upgraded blue version, and I just thought of that. That would be another cool thing to do. The most expensive part of this is actually getting this 4mm driver. Now this, I think, makes it a lot more cool. You can use an adapter 4mm to 1/4 inch. You can always do that to expand the usefulness of your tool. But this is actually gotten from the Key Unity, or the Rovivon rather. It's the Rovivon, and this is the UV Pro. And this has a little lock on here, and then this is the bit driver. And I'm not sure where my bits went to. I think I used them for something else, but this is the bit driver I got. Now, why is this so important for this mod? Well, one of the things that is really cool about this is, let me see if I can, there we go, is it already has this small part so that it can slip into more like keychain tools. So even though the tool is fairly thick, they have taken over half of that, ground that down, and made it so it can fit on a pivot. And that's how I could just cut out the scale and then use this. Otherwise, I would have had to essentially make the whole scale a lot wider to fit that in. But that fits in pretty nicely right there. Do these lock? No, these don't lock. But you can tighten down the pivots pretty good to make it work fairly well. And next tool, yeah, they don't lock, but these are keychain tools, and this is meant to be a smaller tool anyway, and I think that adds a lot of usefulness to the tool right here. Now, some of you may be wondering, why did I choose to use the WORKPRO instead of the Knipex Cobra extra small? Was it just because of the price of these? It was easier to destroy this set of pliers. I didn't really, well, I did destroy it for anything else but modding, but they're still very usable. Well, no, that's actually not the reason. It came down to how this is designed. So this has a very big cutout right here, and then the metal, the solid metal is all the way down here, whereas the WORKPRO, the metal comes all the way up here. So essentially I could slide this handle up, and then the next tool is actually wide enough that these can slip inside so it doesn't affect the operation. I thought that was a very useful thing, and I didn't even know that at the beginning, but that's really cool so that these, yeah, they don't, because this is right there fitting a little bit inside the handle right there. So that is why I chose the WORKPRO. Not only are they cheaper, but it's a more solid mod and it fits a lot nicer, and it's almost the same size on each side. This is still a tiny bit longer, but it really doesn't look that much different. And so I think it turns out to be a fairly aesthetic mod and not extremely odd looking. Now, one of the other things that I'm really happy to announce is that with this mod, I have made a 4-part series that will be available to those who are members of the channel on how to mod this. And I think it's about an hour long each. Each episode is about 10 minutes. One episode is a little bit shorter, but if you have specific questions about modding, most of those will be addressed in those videos. And of course, I will be happy to make some more videos for those members who have specific questions. So hopefully that will be very useful. But I think this is a great little tool for EDC, and I'm excited to see what you guys think about this. This is possibly version 1. There might be a version 2 in the future. There's a lot of things that I learned about this tool that I share in the videos, and I'm excited to see what you guys think.